this week's Wankster of the Week has to go to the Grammy Committee. Now, I'm giving them the Wankster of the Week because of the fact that for 2 years in a row, Beyonce has been snubbed for the Album of the Year category. Now, as you guys already know, I am not a huge Beyonce fan. Doesn't mean that I dislike her or anything like that. I respect her craft and everything. I'm just not a fan. I can't call myself a fan in comparison to someone who's bought all of her albums or anything like that. All right? And I am in no way disrespecting Adele because I think she's a very talented singer. When she won Album of the Year, I think 2 years ago, she deserved that one. Now, the reason why I'm saying that the Grammy should get the Wankster for this is because of the fact that Beyonce put out probably one of the most heavily talked about albums in years with the Lemonade release. So we talked about everything from her relationship status with Jay-Z, as far as what was happening within the relationship, as to what we know, what we may not know. And she also hit on a whole lot of social issues that she has not hit on in the past, but she did it in a way where a lot of people could relate to it, whether through song, whether through dance or anything of the sort. It had people talking. It was very topical in that same regard, and it basically revolved around what was happening within America during that point in time. Very similar to Kendrick Lamar's "To Pimp a Butterfly" in that aspect. Now, mind you, I haven't heard 25 and I haven't heard Lemonade, so I can't judge which is the better album. The only thing I've done close to that is read the reviews between both albums. I've done so through multiple publications. Now, the overwhelmingly result of both albums is the fact that Beyonce's albums seem to have been rated higher. Adele's not as much. From what I've read, Adele kind of had the same pace throughout the entire album, but it wasn't drastically different from what she did on her previous effort. Whereas Beyonce, she took a lot more risk. And when you count into fact how many streams that album got, how many radio plays the singles got, the amount of clicks and hits on the videos that she released on Vivo and what have you, one would have to assume that she would be a definite shoo-in for that award. But for whatever reason, they said, nah, we'll have you win, Best Contemporary R&B Single or Best Performance on a Record, but we're not going to give you the Album of the Year. And I think if not the year where she put out her self-titled album and where Beck won that album, then this should have been the year for sure she would have won that album. It's like when Kendrick Lamar was up against Macklemore for Best Rap Album for Good Kid, Mad City. And we all know that Good Kid, Mad City was the far superior rap album. Now, if you wanted to give Macklemore the award for a Best Rap Performance for a Thrift Shop, for example, sure, fine, we'll give you that because that single was popping. But The Heist as an album in comparison to Good Kid, Mad City, come on. And it's the same thing with this album. Now, again, like I prefaced before, haven't listened to 25, haven't listened to Lemonade. But if you look at the reviews, you look at the results between the two albums, it's clear as day that Beyonce had the bigger album. So big, in fact, that Adele herself, when accepting the award, she even humbly stated, in tears, mind you, that she was not fit to accept the award because of how impactful and how strong Beyonce's album was and how much of an influence it had on her black friends. She was so emphatic about her not being worthy to accept the award that she, in fact, allegedly cracked her Grammy Award in half and gave the other half to Beyonce. So when the recipient of that award tells the Grammy Committee and tells the whole world that, hey, I don't deserve this, you deserve this, then Grammy Committee, you done messed up. And this is exactly why I didn't watch the Grammys this year, because going forward, I know I'm not going to be in for, something to my liking. I know that the artist that I like is going to win the award that I want them to win. So I doubt that if Beyonce couldn't win Album of the Year, I don't think any rapper is going to win Album of the Year. The only rappers who have done it were Lauryn Hill and Outkast. And their albums were alternative, if you will. Mind you, 1998 and 2004 were different time periods, but nonetheless, that will be the closest that we'll get to someone from the hip-hop community or R&B community. Well, maybe that's R&B because they have more time on their hands, but nonetheless, it'll be the closest that anything that's considered urban contemporary will win that coveted award for the Grammys. And I think there's just a huge missed opportunity for the Grammys to capitalize on a social issue that affects all Americans, and they could have really made a big statement about inclusiveness when it comes to that by giving Beyonce that award. But instead, they played it safe. They just played it safe, and for that, I got to give them the Wankster. Do they deserve this Wankster? Of course they do. And I'm gonna drop it on them just like this.